If you think that the United States of America is the best country in the world to live in with the best conditions, I just had a video hit 1 million views where I stitched this lady right here and she said, have you ever thought about just running up a bunch of credit cards and then just killing yourself? And then I stitched her saying, hey, Americans, are you guys okay over there in the United States of America? And I proceeded to talk about getting a remote job and moving to another country. And so many people were saying, no, we are not okay. I didn't even have one person that even left a negative comment saying, no, this country is just fine. It's a great place to live. No, almost thousands of comments were coming in, but I had to limit them because they were coming in so fast and it was just so depressing because it was so many people saying, no, we are not okay. Now, of course, I will answer some more of those questions as soon as I can, but let me talk about a couple of things real quick. By the way, sorry for my voice. I've been sick the last few days. I'm trying my best to get this video out. So now, what does that viral video tell us? Where just so many people just like 100 comments at a time just coming in, 100 comments, 100 comments, 100 comments of people being like, we're not okay, help us get out, help us get out. Well, it tells us that obviously, as we can pretty much assume, millions of people in the United States of America are not living very good. Even some people are legitimately thinking about running up credit cards to get one last hurrah and then just ending it all, which is extremely sad. That is one of the reasons, not the only reasons, but that is one of the many reasons why we do what we do. We help you find what companies are hiring for remote jobs so you can work from anywhere in the entire world. And also, we help you find cheap rent around the world, cheap land, things like that. Now, another thing, a lot of people were thinking that you have to be rich to do it. And maybe I should have emphasized that more in the original video. That's the thing, is you don't have to be rich. Even if the only thing you own is like a couple of old couches, a shelf, and a dinner table, and an old beat up car. If you sell all of that stuff, as soon as you get a remote job, now you have enough money to buy a plane ticket and move to another country. And then boom, your rent is less than $400 a month and you're working remotely, and now you're automatically middle class as soon as you step down there. Now, another thing is, a lot of people, I notice this, is that, or I assume this because I've been doing this so long, is every time that I get a viral video, I usually let a certain amount of comments come through and then I just limit the comments, because having comments doesn't help me and it doesn't help you. I want to encourage people to actually go through and watch the rest of my videos instead of asking questions. And plus, I can't stand all the same comment over and over. Like in that video, it was just like, no, we are not okay. No, we are not okay. No, we are not okay. Help us, help us. No, we're not okay. And honestly, it's kind of getting kind of depressing. So that's why I limited comments. Now, what can you do? All right. Don't try to DM me. I don't know if you know this, but when DMs are closed off, we'll get like hundreds of message requests. A lot of us, we don't have time to be entering comments in the DMs. All the information that you need is either in my videos or on my website. So if you've already watched all my videos, then what I encourage you to do right now is go to my website and look at every page of the website. There's only like 4 pages or something like that, but it's life-changing information. The name of our website is timetogo.international.
If you're broke in America right now, these are the 10 cities where life is getting actively dangerous. Not just hard, dangerous. Not because of crime, but because of policies. Cities where rent has doubled, public transit is collapsing, food deserts are growing, and hospitals are closing, but somehow there's always money for luxury condos and new jails. At number 10 is New Orleans. FEMA money has dried up, rents skyrocketed, the city just shut down multiple bus routes, and poor neighborhoods get police, but no pothole repairs, no clinics, no grocery stores. Number 9, Phoenix, Arizona. It's hitting 115 degrees this summer, but if you're homeless, it's a crime to sleep in public. They're sweeping encampments daily, and the shelters are full. Number 8 is St. Louis, Missouri. Medicaid expansion came late, hospitals are vanishing, and the city's now using AI to scan social media for risky behavior. Poor neighborhoods are being policed digitally. Number 7 is Atlanta. The rent crisis is so bad here that 60% of the renters are now rent burdened. They're building a cop city, but not a single new public housing complex in 15 years. Number 6 might shock you, it's Las Vegas. You can't park your car overnight without risking jail time. Over 70% of emergency shelter requests are denied, and wages are still pre pandemic levels. Number 5 is Miami, the most rent inflated city in America. Eviction rates have tripled since 2022, and the public defenders, they're overworked, underfunded, and barely taking cases. Number 4 is San Diego. California money, sure, but only if you're rich. Unhoused folks are ticketed daily for sleeping on benches, while the city gives tax breaks to yacht owners. Number 3, Birmingham, Alabama. It's basically illegal to be poor here. They've criminalized panhandling, loitering, even sitting in public for too long. And there's almost no legal aid for renters. Number 2 is Denver, a progressive city that just greenlit $9 million to evict and jail homeless residents. Meanwhile, affordable housing waitlists are closed. Closed! And at number 1, Jackson, Mississippi. Still doesn't have reliably clean water, public transit is barely running, the city's privatizing basic services, and poor black neighborhoods are literally being abandoned. If your city's on this list, or should have been, drop it in the comments. Because the way we treat poor people is the measure of a country.
I moved out of the US 5 months ago, and it was the best decision I've ever made. I was living in New York City, and then I accepted a job in Beijing and moved in February. It's been absolutely life-changing, absolutely life-changing. Since I left, I had American blindfolds on, and now being out of America, they're completely removed. I've realized so much being out of the States that the way that Americans live is not normal. The way that politicians are enacting laws and speaking to people and detaining people and shooting people, like, that's not normal. People don't live like that. And I think people of my generation and the generation below me have gotten so used to absorbing news like that of mass shootings and crime and hate crimes and these crazy laws that are stripping away their rights, that we're just kind of like, oh, that's just how it is. Like, this is normal. It's not. It's not. I walk around outside alone at night, and I've never once feared for my life here. I've never once experienced hate crime. I've never once witnessed hate crime. I've never once witnessed racism here in China. Some countries are worse than others, and I do know that there's a lot of countries that they have their issues, and there are racist people around the world and hate crime around the world. I do understand. But the way that America is set up, it's kind of like we're conditioned to just learn that this is just the normal way of life, and they're almost enabling it through the laws that they're passing and the rights that they're taking away. Needless to say, I've never been more stress-free living out of the States, saving so much money here. I'm traveling so much more. I'm meeting so many more people. I have the best community around me. I have the best job. I'm able to go to work and then go out for dinner and travel to another country that weekend and come back and work again. Like, I've never been able to experience as much life as I am in these past 6 months than the first 25 years of my life. I can't express, like, you don't realize it until you leave. You do not realize how much you've missed out and how much you've been just tolerating until you leave. I'm very blessed, and the job that I accepted here helped me move, and they help with my living accommodation. And regardless, there's so many jobs that are hiring English teachers, translators. It's so possible, and it's so easy. I don't like how people are throwing their negativity out and saying, oh, well, it's too difficult, it's too expensive. It's not. Do your research. There's ways to do it. I would love to answer any questions that anyone has about moving, or the visa process, or what jobs are out here, or what the price of rent is. Like, I don't know everything because my situation's really specific, but I do know basic stuff here, and I would love to learn more and research more. So if you do have any questions, I would love to answer. I just do want you to know that it's so worth it. It's absolutely so worth it. Leave the country. Leave the country.
I live and work in Spain, making roughly 1,000 euros a month, which in America is nothing, but in Spain is more than enough to live. I only work 16 hours a week, and I'm able to afford a super nice apartment in the city center of Madrid. Food costs me 20 euros a week. My electric bill is like 30 euros a month. I don't have to worry about gas or a car payment or insurance because the public transportation system is so world class that you don't even need a car at all. Madrid is like the New York of Spain, except if you were living in the city center of New York, you'd have to be making literally at least $5,000 a month, and that's extremely lowballing it. Just their way of life in general, like, is so much more relaxed and just taking time to enjoy life rather than just working constantly. They literally have a siesta in the middle of the day where they take 3 hours to go nap or go to a coffee shop to hang out with friends. Like, the American mind cannot fathom. It's just crazy to me because, like, you've been told growing up your whole life that America is the best country in the world. That's just so far from the truth. And it's, like, very obvious how much worse it is now that I've gotten out.
I moved to Mexico with little to no money. It was one of the craziest things I've ever done in my life. I don't have no friends or family here. I just said, you know what, fuck it. I had like $2,000 to my name, pay for my flight, pay for my ticket, pay for my Uber to get to the flight, etc., and I still had money when I got here. Of course, I'm working. I got a video editing job, and I'll be doing little side quests here and there, you know what I mean, to make money. This is your sign. If you want to move abroad, man, you can make it happen. You don't got to do what I did, man, but it's possible, you know. My rent is in Mexico. So this is about 8,000 pesos, which is $410. That is for this month's electricity and 2 months of rent. And it ain't nothing crazy, but hey, man, it's mine. I don't remember giving you guys a proper house tour, so I'm about to do it right now. Let's go. So this is my backyard. This is my neighbors. This is my backyard. It starts at the table. This is where I do my laundry. This is where I dry my laundry, and this is the bucket I use to do my laundry. And then the water spot was right there. So this right here is the dungeon. You feel me? This is where I put my ops. You feel me? All the ops, bro. This is where they go to lay. Oh shit! What the fuck is that? Oh, well, I keep my luggage in here. There's a hell of mosquitoes in there, so we getting out of there. We got the plank of wood. You know what I mean? Because when I do laundry, water goes right over my doorstep. And this is the entry room. The entry. Tank drop is soon. I don't know when it's dropping, but anyways, this is the bathroom. The light be laggy, but the toilet, the sink, the shower. The shower biggest out. I'm not gonna lie. Even though it's like that, and you can't use hot water, but it's. And this is the kitchen right here, with the little dining table, AC of course. My work desk I just got, and my bed, and then my bike. That's really it, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That's really it. Oh yeah, it's my. This the closet right here. Only a few shirts right there. And then we got hella t-shirts. This whole thing is t-shirt.
You know, I know we getting all radical and shit, but like, I don't know. I don't really like the disrespect that black veterans be getting, because nobody ever be wanting to talk about how joining the military is a way to escape poverty, is a way to migrate out. Like, all of us are trying to survive, okay? All of us, right? And it's by different means. A lot of people go to college. A lot of people join the military to pay for, let me hear it, college. Because they said college was the way out, right? So instead of us pointing a finger, oh yeah, you're in the black military, you're a part of the imperial state, and bitch, you're right. We all as Americans are complicit. But at the same time, there are multiple struggles going on at once. Listen, TikTok might be paying some of y'all bills because of your political takes and rants, but in real life, people still got to depend on their disability checks, and they're dependent on the doctors at the VA to take care of their black ass and their black ass family. You know what I'm saying? Their black ass kids. So us having these hills that we would die on, like, once we just really wrap it up and just be like, oh my gosh, these motherfuckers gonna try to trick us all to play this game in different ways. Once we really see who it really is, we can stop all this pointing the fingers at people who are just merely trying to survive. Papa and them ain't care shit about an imperialist state really when they went to Vietnam, like, they was just trying to survive while we did have other ones staying home. Like, all of this is just not black people's fault, really. It's just like white supremacy at work. This is colonialism at work. Like, there are black vets who still have not gotten what they deserved. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I don't feel like we shouldn't have the conversations. Yes, let's talk about it. Let's radicalize our veterans, especially our black veterans. Yes, let's talk about it. But we have to talk about why people join the military. Ain't nobody joining no military because they love this country. That's the thing, okay? That's the thing. They're joining for a way to survive. That's my rant for.
If you are a citizen in the United States of America and you need to leave the country as fast as possible, there are a few things that you need to make sure that you have. It's not as complicated as other people like to make it seem. It's not as complicated as other expats and travel influencers like to make it seem. It's simple. It is simple. You are overthinking it. You are overthinking it. Your ancestors fled with nothing on their back and nothing on their feet, with dogs and men with guns chasing them. Stop fucking making excuses, okay? Number one, if you have a passport, I need you to make sure that you have your passport with you at all times. If you do not have a passport and you are unable to get a passport because you are not technically a citizen or do not have the rights to receive a passport in the United States of America, there are other ways. Please just say something in the comments or send me a DM and I can make another video on that. Aside from that, for the people that keep saying they don't have the money, you do have the money, okay? If you have a consistent paycheck, I don't care if that deposit is coming into BOA, if it's Capital One, if it's Navy Federal Credit Union or another credit union, wherever you have your checks deposited, whether that's a Social Security check, whether that is a paycheck, whether that is child support, wherever the most consistent money has been whatever account that the most consistent money has been going into, that is the account that you need to be going to. That's the bank that you need to be pulling up at. You need to be speaking to a supervisor and you need to be asking for a low interest loan. I don't give a fuck if you never pay that loan back. Fuck them. Okay? Hear what I say. I don't give a fuck if you ever pay that loan back. Fuck them. This ain't about that. You understand what I'm saying? This ain't about that. This is about you getting yourself and your family to fucking safety and to freedom. Freedom. Okay? Let's say you're pulling in $2,000 every few weeks. Or 2,000, 2,000, whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter what the amount is. And the money has been consistent. And it's been going into BOA consistently every 2 weeks because you've been working at this job for years. I wouldn't give a fuck what the job is. As long as the money is consistent and the bank account can see, the bank teller can see that the money is consistent, they will give you a loan. They will give you a loan. They will give you a loan. Take the 5,000, right? Take the 5,000, ask for a little bit more than you usually get. If you usually get about 2,000 every few weeks, then double that. You want to ask for 5. If you get, a little bit more than that, then ask for double that. It doesn't fucking matter, okay? Take that money and leave. Take that money and leave because you deserve fucking freedom. Do you understand me? Take that money and get the fuck. Fuck them. Fuck them.
Coming to America does not mean you save all your people out of poverty back home. Learn how to take care of yourself. Learn how to love yourself. You can only do little, but you can't do much. The people of this generation don't have memory. They will only remember you and appreciate you as long as the money is coming. The moment the money ceases, they will remind you what you failed to do for them. What did he do for us? He wasted all his life in America. They will tell you right there in your face. I took my friend to one of the best African restaurants yesterday. When the guy saw how much a plate of food was, he told me, "Son John, I'm not eating." I said, "Why?" He said, "A plate of food, $70, excluding tax and tips. Son John, I would rather send somebody that money back home. That money will save life." But little did he know, the people he's killing himself for even have better life than him here in America. You get to the point now, the food that he was unable to afford, this is what they eat back home as normal food. Learn how to take care of yourself. A struggling person cannot lead an upright person. If you do, you will fail, and the person you are trying to lead will still win, with you or without you. You get to the point now, learn how to save yourself first before you save another. You get to the point now, peace and love.
Okay, so let's talk about the 4 countries that I would relocate to if I were an American and I needed to flee the United States of America. Hey everybody, my name is Candace. I talk about living abroad, the global lifestyle, buying property abroad, and a whole bunch of random stuff, so let's talk. So I was talking with a friend and we were talking about how we are currently in a fourth turning. If you do not know what a fourth turning is, make sure to Google that and search the book on Amazon, The Fourth Turning. It is extremely interesting, informative, and you need to know about this. We were talking about our upcoming plans and how we really feel that the United States is on its last leg in terms of being a superpower and world power. Now, of course, I hate to say that because I do love many things about the United States. However, history has shown us time and time again that every great empire has its rise and it has its fall. So it is what it is. With all of this being said, the question that was brought up during the conversation is like, where would you go in the world if you were living in the US, you actually have your passport, and you needed to flee for some reason? And these were my top picks. First up would be Albania. I say Albania just because, number one, at least as of now, Albania allows all Americans to come into the country visa-free and stay for 1 year. And that is extremely valuable because that saves you time, money, and a whole bunch of craziness in terms of trying to figure out how you're going to legally stay in a country for a long period of time. And then all you need to do is make a border run, etc., and then come back into the country and you can stay for another year. That is very helpful. Not only that, Albania is an extremely beautiful country. The people are very friendly. The food is excellent. The cost of living is very low. And it's in the Mediterranean, so like, how can you go wrong? Number 2 on my list would be Georgia. And I choose Georgia for similar reasons as Albania. And that is, Georgia right now allows Americans to enter into its border, into the country, visa-free up to 1 year. And then all you would need to do is do a border run. To my knowledge, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but all you have to do is do a border run and then you can re-enter the country and stay for an additional year. Also, the real estate deals there are very good, and it is also very affordable, so that is a plus as well. I guess the only downside to Georgia is that it's very close to the Russian border, and I have had some of my friends that are from that region always say something like, be careful when you're moving to places close to the Russian border. These are like some of my Ukrainian friends and some of my other friends from like Kazakhstan, etc. But I mean, do your research on that. But Georgia would be a quick pick for me if I had to quickly flee, get on a plane, and head somewhere. That would be, like I said, number 2 on the list. Number 3 on my list would be Mexico. Now, I know this is so ironic, right? And there are a lot of Americans who would not even deserve to cross the border into Mexico if they had to flee the U.S. just based on their like negative feelings about Mexicans in general. However, I'm not one of those people. And if you're not one of those people, then Mexico would definitely be a great choice for sure because it's right there near the U.S. That's number 1. You can stay up to 6 months visa-free in the U.S. and they make getting a long-term visa quite affordable and easy. So it's a no-brainer in terms of Mexico. On top of that, it's affordable and it's peaceful, and everybody I know that lives in Mexico is super happy about it. Last but certainly not least on my list is Argentina. And the reason why I choose Argentina is because although you do need a visa to enter the country and you're supposed to be able to stay for 90 days, once you're in the country, they make it quite easy for you to obtain your extended stay long-term visa. So it's a place that you can easily get set up. It's affordable, the culture is great, the food is great, the real estate deals are great. And I mean, it's the most European country outside of Europe in terms of architecture, etc., and history, etc., and it is in South America. So if you need to hop a flight back to the US for some kind of reason or travel around to other parts of Latin America, you can do so with ease. So these are the countries on my list for Americans to flee to in the event of a national emergency and you just had to get out of Dodge. So just let me know what you think in the comments. If I skipped over any countries that you feel I should have mentioned weren't on my list, let me know. And also share this video, save it.
3 countries that will pay you to move there, because the U.S. is getting real ghetto real quick. I think the last one is my favorite since it's a literal island, but let me know what you guys think. First on the list, we have Albany, Switzerland. So check this out, y'all. They are paying you $25,000 for each adult and $10,000 for each kid. And this is huge because why would you live somewhere for free when you can live somewhere and get paid for it, and somewhere this beautiful and get paid for it? So a little bit about this program is they are basically trying to get people to move to and populate the smaller cities so that they can have more of a boosted population. Next on this, we have my favorite country and my first international trip, Japan. I love this country so much. Hell, I'll move there right now if I could. They are paying people up to $10,000 to move to their smaller rural areas, and they're also giving you guys huge tax breaks if you buy a house here. We love that. Because why would I live in the boring-ass US when I can live somewhere like this for the same damn price? No, even cheaper. I don't think people realize this, but when you're living out the US, it's a complete difference in working to live and living to work. And especially since a lot of these countries are not car dependent like the US is, like your life is completely different when you don't have to worry about oil changes, engine checks, a bunch of BS, when you can just get on the metro that's faster, cheaper, and more convenient, and just get to wherever you need to go way easier and way faster. It's a game changer. And last but not least, we have my favorite. This is Antikythera, Greece, which is a gorgeous island in Greece. Greece is actually giving you $20,000 to move to this island. I would have moved for free, but if you're telling me I can get money and move, so sign me up. Because who wouldn't want to live on a beautiful Greek island? Y'all, I'm obsessed with this list. Let me know what y'all think, and let me know what countries y'all will move to. This one has my vote. But y'all know I don't gatekeep over here, so I'm gonna share some more of these. And make sure y'all check out my other video. That's the easiest countries to move to as an American. Because the US is too ghetto, y'all. We getting out of here by any means necessary.
Homelessness and poverty, homelessness and poverty. Our hustle is real. This is America. Kids don't like it. You know, we show you other side you don't see on your national TV. It's how the homeless people be. They say I survive out here. And stuff like that. It's about like 7 o'clock and shit. And hopefully it doesn't rain today, because it rain. Can't do nothing when it rain. Well, shoot, going the wrong way. If it rain, can't really do nothing and stuff like that. Well, it's that operating the street sweepers. They don't give a damn. Every time I'm going to work, you know how long this goddamn trash been here? It been here for a minute, man. They've been there for a minute. They would never clean the stores right there. People don't care. Oh my God, this is nasty. It's nasty. You ain't saying nothing yet. Okay, and over here somebody's selling stuff out their van. They live in that van and sell stuff, old stuff. Okay, it is what it is. Let's see. Let's see. Stuff, bunch of used stuff, sometimes they find it. Yeah, you see how trashy this joint is? People don't give a damn.
If you've decided you want to move out of the United States, this is what you do in a nutshell. First, you've got to pick a place. The world's big, it's beautiful. There are a lot of amazing places. Asia, Central and South America, Europe. Lots of cool places. So get online, start studying different places, watch YouTube videos, and then go visit them. Number 2, make a plan. Figure out everything that you have to do to get from where you are now to where you want to be. You know, nobody breaks out of prison unless they make a prison break plan, and that's what you've got to do. Number 3, stay motivated. This is a long-term project. It's not something you're going to do right away. It took me 8 years from the time that I came up with the idea until I was finally able to implement it. So to stay motivated and stay excited, I visited the place often. Every day I would watch videos about it. Every morning while I had my cup of coffee, I would go over my plan and where I was at. You need to do things to stay motivated. Number 4, educate yourself about finances. So you're probably thinking that you can't access your 401k until you turn 65, and that's wrong. There's something called the IRS Rule of 55 to let you access your retirement funds at age 55, and if you're in public safety, even earlier. If you're not in a position where you can retire, study digital nomads. There's all kinds of stuff on the internet about them, YouTube videos on them, about how to work in other countries. Number 5, adopt a minimalistic lifestyle. That's going to help you in 2 ways. First of all, you're going to save money, a lot of money, because you're going to quit buying stuff, because you're going to refocus your life on what's important, not just filling your life with this consumerism. And that's the second point that's important, because when you get down to a place like this, There's no retail therapy here. Your life becomes very simple. You don't buy stuff because there isn't stuff to buy, and you need to get used to that. Number 6, learn the skills you need. When you are living somewhere else, you're gonna need a whole different set of skills. You're gonna need to be able to fix stuff. Like I have to fix broken ATVs. I didn't do that back in the United States. You need to make your own mayonnaise because you may not be able to get it. So all of these things that you can think about, learn the skills you need now. Number 7, take care of your relationships. One of the most common objections is, how do I maintain a relationship with my kids? And the answer is you start now and you build a good relationship, and then you learn how to foster that by ways other than just physically being there, using Zoom calls and text messages and phone calls a lot. We have access to each other digitally in a way we never did before, and you need to start working on that. Figure out who you want to be and start becoming that person. A lot of people want to move out of the country not because they're running to someplace, but because they're running from something. Figure it out what in your life you are running away from and start working on those issues. If you don't like yourself where you're at, you're not going to like yourself somewhere else either. Decide who you want to be and become that person. Number 9, quit caring what other people think about what you're doing. There's going to be lots of people telling you that you're crazy, you shouldn't be going somewhere, that it's going to be dangerous, that you're going to be messing up your whole life. They don't know what they're talking about. You be you. Go and do it. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And number 10, always remember, you can pull.
Top black countries for black people trying to escape the U.S. I put together a little list for us because I'm getting the fuck out of here. At least I want to. So I'm planning. I'm being proactive. Number 1, Thailand. I know it's far as hell, but it is so inexpensive to live in Thailand. The food is cheap. The housing is cheap. They have excellent private care. You can stay up to 30 days without a visa. So those 30 days you can work on actually getting your visa. And then after that, you can stay longer. I was looking at people who already live there. They have a growing black expat community. The people is cool. They friendly. Yeah. Top of list. Costa Rica. Costa Rica is actually my number 1. I meant to swap these two simply because Costa Rica is closer. It's affordable. In particular, the Caribbean side of Costa Rica for the black people, they have a huge black expat community already established. You can stay up to 180 days without a visa, and that's fabulous. However, you do have to have a return ticket requirement, but if you come back after 180 days, you can just go back and start your 180 days over. One thing people was saying about Costa Rica, though, is that it's very jungle-like. Not in the jungle, but very rainforesty. And I don't know about that coming from a dry-ass climate like Denver. But it's top of my list. That's probably number 1 because it's so close. And politically, they usually tend to stay pretty neutral. So we're not caught up in like a war if it break out. Next is Portugal. I'm going this spring to check it out. It's in Europe, and it's also one of those places that is kind of neutral. They have a growing black expat community. It's rather affordable to live there. Living in Europe is nice because you can get to anywhere in Europe so quickly and for very cheap. So Europe is on my list. I know that it's still a colonized area and whatnot, but I still like the ideal of Europe because it's modernized and it still kind of gives me the vibe of the US. But this would be a more chill, laid back situation. And I think Portugal's on the coast, so there may be warmer parts of Portugal. Next is Mexico. Mexico used to be number 1 because it was a hop, skip, and a jump away. It's cheap in Mexico. They got good healthcare, like private healthcare. My plan was to buy an investment property in Mexico. I was looking at Tulum. Mexico City has the biggest black expat community. Mexico was just top of stack. However, considering the relationship is getting pretty heated between the U.S. and Mexico, I really just don't know. And then he's sending a hell of people back there. So it just seems a little shaky right now. Still on my list though, but I would start probably at Costa Rica, and then I might jump over to Portugal, and then really try to get to Thailand. These are my first top.
So it's like, where are the most black expat communities, the largest black expat communities? Because clearly, like, if there's a lot of people there, then like there's a reason.
Right.
Are y'all ready for the list? Mexico City, Merida, Mexico.
Huh?
Merida.
Let's slow that down.
Let me say en gringo. Merida, Mexico. Panama City, Panama, Costa Rica. So there's a city called Puerto Viejo. And we have Colombia. So there's Cartagena and Medellin. Lisbon or Lisboa.
Lisbon.
UAE, so Dubai.
Dubai.
And then we have Accra, Ghana,
Accra.
Ali, and Thailand.
Shit is up like we walk through the zombie land. It's the real America, poverty, homelessness. Don't be like this guy. Okay? Be easy. Oh my God. Yeah. Nothing good around here. Nothing good come from around here. These guys are just loose as a cannon. You don't even know the rest of the story. Like, here's a real America you don't see on your national TV and nothing like that. Poverty, homelessness. It's great. It sucks. Where you at? Oh, only 20. Oh, hold up. Oh. Oh, shit. Hey, can you grab my hand for us? Grab my hand for us. There you go, thank you. See. It's crazy. Nah, you gotta take the nine.
I left America 6 months ago and my life is infinitely better. Let's talk about it. First things first, I've talked about this in other videos, but it cost me around $1,000 to leave the States, which is significantly less money than I ever anticipated. And I think it's a really important thing for everyone to be talking about, that it actually costs a lot less than you might think to leave the US. Since moving abroad, these are the things that have improved in my life. First and foremost, my physical health is infinitely better. Why? The food is better. The air quality is better. I'm happier. I'm less stressed out. Medicine and healthcare is way more affordable. Like, we're talking apples and oranges. People are nicer here because they are happier here. It is significantly easier to cultivate community in a place where people are trusting and loving and empathetic and kind. And I cannot stress this enough. My central nervous system is relaxed and calm for the first time in my life.
This is my second time recording this video, and I asked God specifically to help this video reach as many people as possible who needs to hear it. So if you're watching it, this video is for you. By the title, you see that this is about how my family and I moved abroad with no money. Zero money saved up, not working, no medical job, we're able to put stuff away, or we quit our 6-figure job and just took, no. This is how we did it. And we all saw the news. In light of the news, and if moving abroad is something that has been heavy on your spirit, and it's something that you feel is confirmed by the news that we got today, this is how we did it, period. You need to stop overlooking digital products. I understand the way that people market it feels extremely scammy. It feels very schematic. It doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel real. And I'm here to tell you that digital products are not something that is fake. It's not something that is unrealistic for people to use to give themselves a better life. Remember how everybody was looking down on content creators? Oh, all they do is play games all day, all they do is do makeup all day, and they think that's a real job. And now everybody's trying to be content creators because people have woken up and see that it's not about doing, it's not bad to make money in an easeful way. It's not unrealistic or stupid. It's literally just the way that the world is developing. And so it's important to get on it sooner rather than later. That's what digital products is. That's what it is. And no, digital products are not just books. They are any means of making money virtually. So it can be videos, it can be books, it could be services. But as long as it's fully digital, there is no physical meetings, physical work required. All the work is through your computer. That is how God told us to get into digital products. We started with a consultation agency. We then launched our digital guides. As soon as we did that, we made enough money in like a week to move abroad. And building up that business this whole time, we've been here for 6 months now. That is what has allowed us to be here and continue to be here. So, and yes, you can do it. I want to quell any fear in you that's telling you can't do it. Oh, I don't have enough subscribers. I don't have enough followers. We don't either. If you go to either of our pages, I don't even have 4,000 followers on my Instagram page. Sierra has like 4,000, like exactly on her Instagram page. We just hit 15,000 on our YouTube page. So stop thinking that there is something different between you and the people you see on Instagram who is, making all of this money from digital products. You don't have to make tens of thousands of dollars a week in order for digital products to change your life. And that is essentially what I'm trying to tell you. The main question everybody asks us is, what do we do for work? This is what we do for work. So believe that you can live an easeful life. You can make money easily. You can live in a country that doesn't constantly put you in a state of fear and in a constant state of anxiety and hostility. You deserve it. You can achieve it. God has done it for us, and he will do it for you as well. But you have to trust that lifestyle, that miracle can happen for you. Period. I also want to say that digital products is nothing but supply and demand. Okay? We don't do the whole, like buy something, then you put your name on it, then you resell it. No. The best way to do digital products and start making money from it quickly without having to spend an arm and a leg on those packages and without doing it in a scammy way is to give people the information that they are seeking. That's the foundation of our business. That is what is going to allow you to make thousands in your digital product and in your virtual, your e-commerce business. Okay, that's what's going to set you apart. It's simple. So what are people looking for? Let me give it to them. What are people asking? Let me give it to them. Okay, so, and I'm talking about like simple information. Like, it doesn't have to be like, you have insights, you have knowledge, you have skills, you have abilities that people want to know about. There are people who sell cookbooks. That's online. Those are digital products. People who sell their lash maps. Those are digital products. People who know how to do hair. You can make a digital product off of that. People who, have great skincare. You can make a digital product off of that. People who love to travel. You can, anybody in the industry, you can make a digital product off of that. Okay? Now, because a large foundation of our business is allowing people to have access to the information they need accessibly, we do have a guide that tells you how we built our digital product business, and we began monetizing early with less than 1,000 subscribers, with less than 5,000 subscribers, with less than 10,000 subscribers. We've been making money off of digital products since we even had 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Okay? We give you the exact details on how you need to post on Instagram, how you need to post on YouTube, how to build your own brand, how to find the answers how to give people the answers that they're looking for, how to find out what people are asking, okay? And it's not for an arm and a leg like all of these other digital products, because I feel like it's ridiculous to put such a huge paywall up against things that can change people's lives for the better. So if you want an accessible way to learn how to build your businesses, your virtual business from the ground up, and give yourself and your loved ones a better quality of life, you can go to justforblackgirls.com/shop. That is where our Be Your Own Boss guide is. But everything else that we said here still stands. You figure out what people are asking. You figure out how to give it to them. You tell them that you are giving them the answers to what they are looking for, and you will begin selling your digital products. And again, I'm going to say it again, you don't have to have a big platform, and you don't have to feel like you're failing if you don't make $10,000 in a week or $10,000 in a day. You don't need it. To live over here, you don't need it. I seen some article the other day, San Francisco has these pods for like $700 a pod. Like a twin bed and whatever for $700 a month. $700 a month is our rent here for a house with multiple bedrooms, multiple bathrooms, 10 minutes away from the beach in a car. That's an important detail. So I'm saying, like, you don't have to make no $10,000 in a day. You need to make what you need to live, okay? That's it. So please let me know if you have any questions. Please let me know if you have any concerns. Like, we are here, Sierra and I are here. We love helping Black people, Black women. Like, all we want to do is help. So just let us know how we can help, and we will do our best to give you that, all right?
Come with us to get the fuck out of America. After months of planning, we packed our whole life in 6 suitcases and said it's time to go. Saying goodbye to our family was definitely the hardest part. We're going to miss them all so much. But with all the chaos going on in America, we thought now is the perfect time for us to go ahead and get up out of here. Our kids and all of us, we're all super excited. But first thing first, we have a 12-hour flight from Houston all the way to Turkey. Once we landed in Turkey, we had a very slight layover. Their airport was very nice, very luxurious. But trust me, that layover had everybody laid out. After that layover, we had a 9-hour flight flying right into Thailand. Sawadee. Once we landed, everyone was super nice. Our driver came to pick us up. They loaded up all of our luggage. And then we had a nice little ride. You know, I had to bring my sister with me. Look at my baby over there, excited for his new life. Once we arrived to the house, they loaded everything out, and boom, look at that. So beautiful. This is our new home. If you guys want to follow our journey, you can follow us on YouTube or follow me on Instagram, link in bio.
You know, the longer my family and I are in Canada, the more I see that we believed that American lie. We believe that American lie that, you know, oh, America's the best country on the planet, you know, and we've been chasing that American dream. And, you know, with everything that's happening in the USA, my family was like, you know what, we need a break. And I'll tell you, we are finally just exhaling here in Calgary, Alberta. And just today I was on the playground and I met a gentleman from Tanzania. And he began to tell me about his country. And long story short, in that little exchange, I learned so much about his country. And this is what I love about Canada. The diversity, the kindness of Canadians, plus our USD goes further. And so I've been getting a lot of questions from people about, you know, how did we do this? Right now we're on a 6-month tourist visa here, but I have taken time to put all of the information on not just Canada, but 8 countries in total, how you can live that American dream abroad. So it's called Exit the USA, Finding Freedom Abroad, and you can get your copy with using the link right here in this video. It has a ton of information. We are a homeschooling family. I talk to you about schooling options, different visa options, currency, financing, budgeting, how to find housing in another country. Get your copy of this guide today.
If you're an American looking to leave the U.S. and you don't have a lot of money, then you should consider relocating to Albania, and here's why. As an American citizen, you can stay in Albania visa-free for up to 1 year. This is much longer than the typical 90-day limit in most European countries. After the 1-year period, you can either apply for a residence permit, such as the unique permit for digital nomads, which allows you 1 year in the country with the ability to renew for up to 5 years to gain permanent residency, or you can leave the country and return to reset your 1-year stay. If you decide to apply for the unique permit, you need to demonstrate an annual income of at least $9,800 or $815 per month. Albania is a very affordable country with a U.S. income, with rents for a 1-bedroom in Tirana ranging from $300 to $500 per month. Albania also has a relatively low violent crime rate compared to many Western countries and friendly locals. To learn more about living and traveling abroad as a digital nomad, be sure to follow.
Poverty in America can be abolished overnight. Poverty exists in tandem with wealth. If you are not impoverished, you are very, very likely benefiting off of the impoverished in the United States. It is the very rich and the middle class that exploit the government even more than the impoverished through tax breaks and subsidies. If we simply just taxed capital more and the rich more and stop giving a leg up to people that already have wealth accumulation and targeted those government funds into people that are actually poor, poverty could be abolished without adding a dime to the deficit. We have an entire tax system designed by the rich and for the rich, including low capital gains taxes, mortgage interest deduction, and overall regressive taxing on capital. And we know, based on 40 years of economic data, that supply-side economics and taxing capital less does not lead to trickle-down wealth. We know this, it's a fact. Trickle-down economics is a corporate lie, and it is demonstrably not true, as evidenced by wage stagnation and nearly flat poverty rates for the last 40 years. It's not happening. Here are the myriad ways that the poor are exploited. There's suppressed wages, for one. There's non-compete contracts. There's forced in-house arbitration by employers. There's contracted work. There's subcontracted work. There's housing zoning ordinances, which are basically just rebranded redlining. And the argument that anyone can just accumulate wealth is ridiculous. The entrance fee to grow your wealth is extremely high and falls along racial and generational lines. And the majority of stocks that are owned, they're owned by a minority of people. We create this political economy. It is not a force of nature. It is not natural. It is not an evolution. We have created this, and we can change.
I cannot be the only person that's wanted to escape America. Well, a year ago, I did just that. I was living in Austin, Texas. I had a solid corporate job. I had my car paid off, and I was ready to move into my condo that I just needed to sign for to purchase. And in that moment, my entire life just flashed in front of me. I realized that I would never be able to escape the rat race the more I continued to not give myself a chance to live a different kind of life. I quit my job, I sold my car, and I put in my notice at the place where I was working for 8 years. I bought a one-way ticket to Italy, and I've been here for about 11 months now. And while I'm still putting down like the building blocks to my new life, it is the absolute best gift I could have given myself. Like, I'm still learning, I still have lots of questions, and I'm still exploring like where to fully ground myself. But I do know that getting off the rat race of corporate America was probably the smartest thing I could have done. And I don't even think that I fully see what like the total reward of that will be. The biggest lesson is so far is that everything is truly on the other side of fear. And I know we hear these things and it even sounds a little cliche, but it is so true that everything, that fear is just holding you back. And I don't have any other, motivational speech to that. It's truly getting past your own fear, whatever that may be. Yeah.
I need somebody who has successfully moved out of the United States exactly how you did it.
If you are under the age of 30, you can apply for something called a working holiday visa. There's around 35 to 40 countries that offer this. Included in this list are the majority of European countries like Germany, all the Scandinavian countries, and Switzerland. But also in Oceania, you have Australia and New Zealand. If you're a citizen of the United States, you are practically guaranteed to get this visa. You have to have a little bit of money in your bank account to show that you can support yourself for a couple of months while you're there. So you do need a little bit of saving. But basically, you apply for this working holiday visa. It grants you 1 year entry into the country and allows you to work for 12 months in that country. So pick a country. I picked New Zealand. I did this for a year in New Zealand. Spruce up your resume or CV. Some of these countries ask for a CV instead. And fly to this country with your working holiday visa and find yourself a job, usually in like tourism or hospitality. Don't find a job at a small little restaurant or a cute little cafe. You need to find a job that will have long-term prospects for you. You can work at a restaurant or a cafe while you're looking for this bigger, proper job. Apply for jobs like crazy until you find the job that's right for you. And once you have that job, Bust your ass, work really hard, show the employer that you're a good employee. Once your working holiday visa expires, there's a very good chance that they'll want to keep you as an employee, and then they will sponsor you for a visa. I had this opportunity in New Zealand. I was working for a ski resort, and I was working for the winter season, and they wanted me to stay on for the summer season. I just had different plans. And if it doesn't work out in one country, go to another country. You can keep doing this until you're 30. I really wish somebody told me this when I was 21. My life would be so different right now. Best of luck to you.
So if there's one thing that I can say to new Americans that are looking to live abroad, I know the political climate right now is pretty dodgy, and it's not a great time to be in the US, and I know a lot of people want to leave. The biggest thing I can say as someone who's done it and did it a while ago and has moved on and is living abroad, you have to really start to think about it as you're starting a new life in a way, opening yourself up to new cultures, new traditions, and new practices, and really, in a way, adopting a new world, adopting a new life, and not bringing your American ways with you, and really trying to be different.
Only in America can you still have $3 in your bank account, but owe the bank $36. See, this is a part of the poverty hustle. Specifically the part where banks pretend to be helping you, but are actually mugging you with paperwork and a smile. So think about it. You go to swipe your debit card at the gas station for $7.49. You thought you had enough, but surprise, you don't. In this example, you're 72 cents short. So what does the bank do? They don't reject the charge. They pay it and charge you $35 inconvenience. So now your $7.49 charge now takes on the charge of a steakhouse meal in just that short amount of time. But the kicker, rich people with millions of dollars in their account, they get overdraft protection from the bank for free. But if you're broke, that protection comes with a bill that you can't afford. But that's the system. It doesn't help you when you need it. It is a hustle. It profits off your need. It's legal robbery and a tax on being poor. And it's not just you. In 2023, banks made over $8 billion with a B dollars in overdraft fees alone. That's not a broken system, baby. It's a business model. And remember, Congress just passed something that allows the banks to put no caps on overdraft fees. Have you awake?
If you're not a black woman, go ahead and swipe up and get off this video right now. This video is specifically for black women, especially black women who are thinking about moving abroad. Y'all, we are not lying. Black women are not lying when we say that moving abroad and getting out of the United States has been incredibly imperative for our healing and our joy and our safety and our overall wellness and just a better quality of life, y'all. I cannot stress this enough, that moving out of the United States, booking a one-way ticket out of the United States literally healed my chronic stress, anxiety, and depression. Moving abroad has helped me heal in ways I did not know was possible for me. Being able to actually easily afford my needs, my housing, my food, my doctor's appointments, and just having money to be able to do things that bring me joy. Having the time and space to finally slow down and just remember who I am as a black woman. Remember my creativity. Remember my light. Remember the things that used to make me happy, and finally having the space to do those things. As a black woman living abroad, I've been finally able to heal and finally able to actually build community. I didn't think that I would actually have community where I was in the United States, honestly speaking. And a lot of black women are actually realizing that everything that they told us about how the U.S. is just the best place ever is a lie. It's a lie. Abroad, black women are finally able to prioritize their peace, their joy, their healing, and their safety, and we're doing it in ways that are really just great for us. So if you are a black woman who has been thinking about moving abroad, I don't know if that's Mexico or Thailand or Bali or South Africa or Indonesia or Ghana or Portugal, wherever you have been thinking of moving abroad, please let this be your sign to do it. Black women are moving abroad with their families. Black women are moving abroad solo. Me and my bestie, we moved abroad together. Black women are making their ways out of the United States, and you can too. You can, and you deserve it. But trust me when I say black women are living way better quality of lives now that they live abroad and they've moved out of the US, and that lifestyle is possible for you. If you're concerned about money, get creative. Black women are on trusted house sitters and doing house sits in exchange for free housing. Black women are teaching in the countries that they're expating to, so that way they can make income. Black women are getting remote jobs and being private contractors, so that way they can actually work online and live anywhere. And for myself and my best friend, we actually are our own bosses, and we have our own online businesses, and that's how we're able to make money to sustain ourselves while abroad. So if you're a black woman who wants to move abroad, there are many avenues for you to take, and trust me when I say moving abroad is going to be very beneficial to your peace, to your safety, to your healing, and to your joy. Like, you deserve to live a life that is positive and that is healing and that gives you the time and space to put yourself first, even if that means you have to start over and receive that life in a different country. So I love y'all, and yeah, if you are a black woman who has been thinking about moving abroad and moving out of the United States, make sure you follow me and save this video and check out my bestie's pin post, and just join this community, because we are building a community of black women who are up and leaving the United States, and there are already communities like this exist, and you can be a part of it too, and you deserve to be a part of it too. I love you, God loves you, and I will see y'all in the next one.
When you brag about making it out of American poverty, that lets me know that you are unsophisticated and you've not been anywhere on earth. You've not been to Albania, where there are poor whites. You've not been to ghettos in Cambodia. You've not been to slums in India. You've not been to backwaters in Ethiopia. So you don't even comprehend poverty. There are places in Mumbai, or if you like Bombay, India, that you'd be terrified to walk through, my boy. And that's not even because the people there are mean and scary. That's because disease is rampant. And you'd be scared to catch one of those diseases that people have to deal with without doctors.